Have you ever wondered where the Garden of Eden was at? In Genesis chapter 2, verses 10 through 14, God gives to us a description of the area where the garden was at. In the time of Adam, there was only one large mass of land, not the different continents that we have today. The land was divided after the flood during the time of a man named Peleg. We find this in Genesis 10:25. What we know as the Mediterranean Sea and the Black Sea, they weren't there at that time. Now, one of the mistakes that is often made is that we look at the things of the past according to the way they are now, and we forget that there's some changes that have been made. God describes through Moses the area of the garden. Now, somewhere in what is modern Turkey is the headwater of these four rivers. Now, that seems a little strange in that rivers usually join together to form one, but in this case, one river separates into four. I looked at that, and to me it seems that this is that God had created a huge underground river, and that as it surfaced, it formed four separate rivers. In that way, he watered the garden. Now, this garden is so large that it does take four rivers to water it. And the rivers extend as far as the land of Cush, which that is Egypt, Ethiopia. It even went down into the Sinai Peninsula. But now, how much of that land was actual garden? God does not tell us. It simply says the rivers go to these areas. The two of the rivers are known as the Tigris and the Euphrates. Of the other two, there's an awful lot of speculation, but the land has changed because of the flood, and maybe they exist and maybe they no longer exist. But God gave us enough information so that we have an approximate idea of where the garden was at. Now, the garden contained more than just a rich soil for plants. God told Moses that the land had gold and metals and precious stones. God established at the beginning that certain items would have greater value over others, or we would not know that there was a difference between such things as gold and pyrite, which is actually called fool's gold. God created a physical world that was to be a reflection of the spiritual, but not an exact reproduction. It is different. It is a reflection, similar, but not exactly the same. The garden, like heaven, was a place of peace and harmony, and there was no lack or want of any need. It was a land of great abundance. Now, in Psalm 115:16, God gave the earth to us to rule and reign over in a manner like God rules the heavens, for we are made in his image. No other physical or spiritual being was given this right to rule as a king under the kings of kings, but us. We are unique in this manner. This is something very special for us to know. We need to realize God has always provided. He provided the garden. He provides an abundance for us now. We are unique in all of creation. God set us to be like him, not opposed to him, like him. Too many today have set up themselves as the king of their own life, but they've forgotten that they are to rule under the King of Kings. I pray that each one turns their heart toward that King of Kings and learns to rule and to reign in their own life and in the area around them, even as Christ has called us and equipped us to do. Well, hit the like and share buttons, leave a comment. Go to my YouTube channel. Check out the archives. Come quickly, Lord Jesus. Amen.